soft contact and pitch deep in the ballgame.
Yep, just stay on the corners. That's what he does best.
We can go ahead and say it. It's Robo Day in Anaheim. Dodgers looking to win their 4th in a row. Steven and Oral have the call. Guys, take it away.
Thank you, John. Kicked off the Freeway Series with a win. 8 pitchers combining for 9 shutout innings. The Dodgers' 5th shutout victory and 2nd in the last 3 games. Sets them up for a series win either tonight or tomorrow. Let's say hello alongside the Bulldog Oral Hershiser. I'm Steven Nelson. David Vassay is down next to the Dodger dugout. No, I'm excited to be with you each and every game, but especially when you get a good pitching matchup. The Dodgers, that staff needs some length out of their starter tonight. They got the right guy. And it's for Wrobleski this year, coming off his first loss of the season against Atlanta, but the line is worse than his actual outing. We'll get into that as the evening goes along. He's got a tough customer starting opposite him, though. The right-hander, Jose Soriano.
Yeah, it is an electric sinker, a split finger that's going to change speeds, and they're going to have quite a challenge. So Robo's got to be on his game. Soriano, hopefully the Dodgers get to it.
The Dodger offense wants to build on what they did last night. They got the triumvirate reunited at the top. Ohtani, Betts, and Freeman will be due up when we come back here on Sportsnet LA. Big A wearing blue and or red as the Dodgers and Angels prepare for Game 2, this 3-game Freeway Series here in 2026. Let's check in with David Vassay.
Steven, the Dodger offense is starting to trend back in the right direction. They certainly have showed some more slug during the last 4 games, but what players have told me is that, yes, the results are great, but we need to see more competitive at-bats, and that's what they're the most happy with, led by Max Muncy, Andy Pages, and Teoscar Hernandez last night, but they got a tough task tonight against one of the best in the American League in Jose Soriano, who has only given up 1 home run to right-handed hitters. Well, Alex Call, the right-handed hitter, is starting in right field because Kyle Tucker has a designated day off.
It's no day at the beach facing Jose Soriano. If you can't be at the beach, you'd rather be here in Anaheim for the Dodgers and Angels, which gets underway when we come back. Champion Dodgers baseball on Sportsnet LA is brought to you by Carl's Jr. Carl's Jr.'s new Western Bacon Chicken Sandwich with freshly hand-breaded all-white meat and just $5.99 for a limited time. And by your Southern California Lexus dealer, who invites you to test drive a Lexus today. Well, maybe wait till tomorrow because you got plans right now. It's the Freeway Series. Head south from Los Angeles to Anaheim. Shohei Ohtani and Dave Roberts are fired up, ready to go. Doc, all right, watch the stairs. Please be careful. For Ohtani, he started the series 1 for 4 with a double last night. It was his 200th double of his career to go along with 287 homers. Just one of 37 active players with at least 200 doubles and 200 home runs. He leads off once again, followed by Mookie Betts. Freddie Freeman had a spa day on Friday. He's back in there on Saturday. Will Smith will clean up behind the plate. Andy Pages patrol center. Max Muncy, those two went back-to-back last night. What about tonight? Teoscar Hernandez in left field. He bats 7th. Alex Call in right field in place of Kyle Tucker. And then Hesung Kim to round things out. On the mound for the Angels, making his 10th start, Jose Soriano. Tied for the American League lead in wins, and the Angels have won 7 of his 9 starts to date.
Well, this young man is having quite a year. If there was a Cy Young voting right now, he would be right there near the top for the American League Cy Young. It's going to be 2 different types of fastballs, a curveball and a splitter. That's about 95% of the time, and it's going to be tough to hit. You look at the stats that pop up, that 185 on the sinker, and then you go down to the splitter. It's almost unhittable at 095. The other pitches at times when he's in a jam will be more show pitches, but if he's going to get you out in a big jam, it's going to be maybe the sinker or the splitter.
He started the Angels' last win, which was last Sunday in Toronto. 7 2/3, just 1 earned run. Struck out 7. It was his 3rd time this year going at least 7 innings.
It'll be interesting to see the Dodgers approach against him. If it's a solid team approach where they are trying to get the ball up when it's the sinker, trying to get the ball up when it's the splitter, or are they going to attack the low pitches where he is most of the time?
A little bit of a delay here. The Dodgers want the Angels to turn the lights on in the ballpark. And so those just flicked on. And now Ohtani will climb in. Last night it was a broken belt for Jim Wolf behind the plate. Today it's the lights, just to build up the anticipation. Here's Soriano's first pitch of the ball game. Up and away with a splitter, ball one. Twelfth game for Shohei against his former team, sitting .310 against the Angels. Bounces a strike and the count is now even.
And that 97-mile-an-hour two-seamer, when you can throw it at that velocity level and still get the depth of movement, that velocity level makes it late, and Shohei fouls it off himself. Dodgers are going to try to not hit the top of the baseball tonight. They're going to try and hit the middle or the bottom of it.
Ohtani ahead 2-1. Here's Soriano. Knuckle curve down and in. Ball three.
The resumes in the Dodger lineup might scare him out of the strike zone a little bit until he gets some outs and gets his confidence.
On 3-1. Ohtani takes ball four to work a leadoff walk. Soriano had just one walk in his entire last outing, 7 2/3 innings. Issues a free pass in his first batter faced tonight. Now Mookie Betts. Takes a curve and strike one. Mookie was 0 for 5, struck out twice last night, hitting .152 in his first 12 games and 46 ABs. Belted to left field. That's a hit. It's down in fair territory. Ohtani heading for third. He slides in safely. First two on for the Dodgers.
Mookie was able to get under this, and it wasn't a splitter, it wasn't a sinker, it was another knuckle curve. It was well done. As we take a look at Freddie Freeman getting ready for this at bat. Now we see Mookie breaking ball up, good swing. I was just about to say Mookie needs to get going because it's a little past now. I got to get back into the big league rhythm.
Now the Freddie chance here at the Big A. Dodgers on the corners, no outs in the first. Ball one from Soriano. Always a bit of a homecoming for Freeman when he comes to Anaheim. On a line to second, right where Peraza is positioned, one out. So Will Smith will take a try. 1 for 4 last night, hitting .258. First and third, one out. Ball one. Nice work from O'Hoppe to keep that in front of him.
Freddie executed, just didn't get the results. It would be a momentum shift very early if all of a sudden Soriano gets out of this jam.
Smith would like to avoid that. Push the fly ball to right field. Adele drifting back on the warning track. He's there to make the catch. Job done for Smith. The sacrifice fly and a 1-0 Dodger lead.
slow pulse from Will Smith. Gets the job done. Let the ball get deep. Hit it to right field. Stay on all of the pitches. Well done.
Smith drives in a run. That's all Andy Pages has been doing all year. 38 ribbies. Tied for the most in all the National League, along with Liam Hicks of the Marlins. The curve low, ball one.
When you think Andy Pages lately, you think power hitter. The average has slumped a little bit, but the power when he gets a hit is going over the fence.
Soriano's 1-0 pitch is a high strike.
He's only had 7 hits over his last 9 games, but 5 of them have been home runs,
including one last night of the 3-run variety. On a 1-1 pitch, Pages holds the swing, and apparently he didn't hold strong enough. Alex McKay went palms to the sky because Pages gave him a response. That was close.
Mookie took on the argument down there at first for him. So did Chris Woodward. A lot of eyes on that check swing that got called a strike. And it was a conference down there, but only one man had authority.
So Soriano ahead. He delivers a 1-2, and Pages goes fishing, and he chucks the bat as he stares down McKay. Betts is stranded, but Ohtani was not. A 1-0 lead for Justin Robleski. Here's the starting lineup for Kurt Suzuki and the Angels. Grissom and Trout, the first 2. Zach Neto elevated to the 3 spot. Jorge Soler will clean up as the DH. Joe Adell playing right field. It'll be Peraza at second. Shawnewell at first. Ohapi catching, and Siri in left. Strike 1 from Justin Robleski. He's in the strike zone more than anybody in the big leagues, making his 7th start and 8th appearance of the year.
What is in the zone? These pitches are in the zone the most of anybody. Well over 50%, and really concentrate on that 4-seamer at 190 and the slider. Those are the 2 main pitches.
He saw 7 pitches charted in his arsenal, but as he has been built up as a starter from the get-go in 2026, basically, he's simplified things and leaned heavily on the fastball and the slider. He did mix things up a little bit in his last start. Threw some more sinkers and changeups, which is interesting because the sinker has been hit. On a 2-2, Grissom bounces one over Robleski's head. He'll leave it for Betts, and he can't come up with it. Rolls into the outfield. Grissom, in a wide turn, slipped, rounding first base.
Interesting to see the height of this ball. Does Robo give up on it, or does he just think he can't get up to it? And I think he thinks he can't get to it. And Mookie, knowing he's going to have to be really quick. Yeah, he misread the hop. His head was down and looking at the ball. He just misread the hop a little bit.
Scored a base hit for Grissom on in front of Trout. High, strike 1. Trout was 0 for 3 with a walk and a K in last night's opener. High quickly 0-2. Dodgers trying to win their 4th straight. The Angels have lost 4 in a row, and they've scored 2 or fewer runs in each of those losses. One and 2. Robleski looks at Grissom, focuses on Trout. Jack swing, no swing.
When you narrow your arsenal down to 2 pitches, 85% of the time, it is all about accuracy.
Here comes the 2-2. That's strike 3. Fastball down the pipe.
This is just really precise on the outside corner, the same window that the slider comes out of that he was trying to back foot, that Trout check swing, and then he locked him up with the heater.
1 strikeout down, 6 to go to get 7 and get you a free Jumbo Jack tomorrow in Los Angeles after you buy a large drink. 1 on, 1 out, 1-0 Dodgers in the first. Strike 1 on Zach Neto.
You get through Trout, this offense has really struggled. You've got a couple of guys that you don't want to beat you. It'd be Trout and Soler. Soler is on deck. You got Trout out, so you're in a pretty good place, even though there's a man on first and 1 out. If Robo gets a ground ball back to him, then he has to avoid the mistake he made in his last outing, which was to throw it into center field and not record a double play to get out of a jam.
Neto pulls strike 2 foul.
Nothing about his pitching that hurt his line score. It was the defense by himself.
And that's what was so frustrating for him. That's how he's wired. That kind of stuff eats him up. So he's trying to get better at moving on from those frustrations and keep looking forward. On an 0-2, Neto takes Lone outside.
I love his pace between pitches. I mean, he's a type of pitcher who doesn't need the pitch clock. He likes to suffocate the hitter with just pounding the zone and doing it quickly.
On a 1-2. Neto flies it to left. Hernandez drifts over and has the second out.
Got in on him a little bit. That's why that fly ball didn't go very far.
Robo doesn't so much walk as he does stalk his prey. That's kind of how he seems to approach his trip to the mound in the next hitter.
Well, if you had a game where Robo started it and Vesia was the only reliever, you would have some intensity on the mound from 2 lefties that were attacking every pitch.
Dangerous Soler at the plate. Ball and a strike. Soler 0 for 4 in 2 Ks last night, averaged down to 215. Swing and a miss. 1-2.
I think that was elevated on purpose. You could see the uppercut from Soler, and that means the fastball, you want it up. Hitters like Soler, you don't want to have that medium speed breaking ball that's a strike. You want to either get them to chase low or chase high, but a little bit of a slider speed bat.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Here's Robleski. Down goes Soler. Robleski works around the leadoff base hit. 2 punch outs and a scoreless shutdown first. Off the second and try and build on what has been up to this point an all-star campaign for the Dodger third baseman. Went deep last night for his 12th home run. 12 homers, remarkably 18 RBIs, but Muncy now hitting .275. Strike 1 at the knees, a first pitch splitter. After 11 games without 1 home run, Muncy's gone deep in 3 of his last 5. Soriano's 0-2. Wave and a miss. Strike 3.
It's the hard one for a left-hander because it's not only going down, but it's going away from you. And you've got to respect the velocity, the top end velocity.
Teoscar Hernandez is warming up at the plate. Takes a strike. 3 consecutive multi-hit games. Last night 2 for 4 with a homer.
Well, not only hits, but the home run came out of his body, and it's been a while for that. It's been 23 straight games that he's snapped that streak. And power is we've come to expect from this guy.
Hits in 6 of his last 7 entering tonight. On a 2-1 from Soriano. Hernandez takes a low curve, strike 2. Full count. Angels are 7-2 when Soriano starts. They've lost 27 out of their other 36 games. Here's the payoff. Rip back. Another 3-2. Bounce to third in the glove of Grissom. 2 out. It's a start for Alex Call. With the Dodgers in this busy stretch of 13 games in a row. 18 games in 19 days. Dave Roberts working diligently to try and get guys off their feet. Freddie Freeman was last night. Tonight, Kyle Tucker.
Spa day, he's not even wearing his hat.
On the ground to Neto. Dodgers go down 1-2-3 in the second, but still lead 1-0.
Members of their family. To help serve those who serve us, visit MLBtogether.com.
Bottom of the second begins with Justin Robleski facing Joe Adell. A 1-0 lead for LA. Chance to lock up this freeway series. Snapped a 7-game losing streak to the Halos last night. Adell turns on one, hooking down the left field line. It's foul.
That's the difference between coming around the baseball with the barrel of the bat compared to keeping your hands inside and getting more backspin and keeping the ball fair.
Adell coming off a career year in 2025. Best marks in OPS and slugging.
You throw the top hand at that, you hook around it. Like that again.
2-2.
Just very strong top hand throwing the barrel. Compared to somebody like Will Smith, who keeps turning his hips and maintains the angle of the bat as he goes through and hits that pitch.
Fastball up and away. That fills the count. 3-2. Dodgers have the lead because of Will Smith, the sacrifice fly in the first inning. Has been a tougher opponent against left-handed pitching, hitting .302 against southpaws. The 3-2 pitch just misses. A leadoff walk.
It's nice to break on top with the Dodger offense, but the way this game could go with Soriano on the mound and the Angel offense, one run could be an awful lot as we get to the later innings.
Bonus and no strikes on Peraza. Now 1-1.
That one run kind of evened out the pitcher's duel. As Soriano comes in with an ERA just over 1.5. Robo just bumping up against 2.5.
Peraza in the air to left. Hernandez racing back on the warning track. He reaches out. He caught it, and then they say no catch. So now the relay in. He's out at second. What a wacky play. For a split second, it looked like Hernandez was able to bring it in.
It's off the fingers of the glove. It's snow coned, but now it comes out. The letter of the law says you need to remove the ball cleanly, and I don't think this one was in his glove long enough in the umpire's opinion, so they said no catch, and Adele gets tagged out, or he gets forced out, but Mookie doesn't realize that it is going to be bang bang, and he just kind of lobbed it the second, but it was enough to get it done.
That's one way to get out number one.
Routine 7-6-4. Force out at second.
It's called a strike. Shawnuel taps his helmet.
Pitch is called a strike. The batter's helmet.
It'll be an ABS challenge powered by T-Mobile. Confirmed.
Post confirmed. It is a strike. And Angels will have one more challenge.
We watched the Angels last night burn through their challenges pretty early. They're down to 1.
Throw over to first. Peraza back safely. Shawnuel hit third last night, bumped down to the 7 hole tonight, as he has not been very good against left-handed pitching. 2-2.
You watch a lineup that pulls a lot of balls foul, they're going to be very susceptible to off-speed pitches.
That's a fastball, fly to left. Hernandez hooks over to make the catch.
When they start pulling the ball foul on your fastball, that tells you that if you go off speed, they're going to have a huge adjustment to hit the ball fair. They're going to have a huge adjustment to make contact. A lot of chances to put them away. Foul balls to the opposite side, to the oppo side, can be a team that's staying on your pitches.
Peraza was running. He has to head back to first as Ohapi fouls away a strike.
That team that's following them to the opposite side like this last foul ball means the guys are letting the ball get deep. They're gathering some information before they swing.
Oh, 2. The Angels only have one challenge. Perhaps that factored into Ohapi's decision to not use it there. On the ground to short by Mookie Betts. Peraza running from first to third. It's a 2-out base hit for Ohapi.
Well, you saw Teo make a great effort on Peraza's ball, and he makes a nice effort here to keep this ball from going in the gap, reaching out like an infielder. If that ball bobbles or gets by him, there's a chance that they are going to send the runner to third and try and squeak that run across. A nice job getting that ranging over there.
The 2026 debut for Jose Siri, veteran outfielder. He takes a slider inside.
Over 1,100 at bats in the big leagues, and those stats are AAA this year, but his big league at bats he's barely over 200.
Routine fly ball just right of center field. Pages has out number 3. 2 stranded by Robleski, 2 full in the books, and the Dodgers still lead. Sportsnet LA is brought to you by your local Kia dealers. Visit kia.com to discover movement that inspires. Dodgers 1, Angels nothing. Beginning the 3rd inning. The Ha-Seong Kim, Shohei Ohtani, and Mookie Betts due up this inning against Soriano. Strike 1 on Kim. 1 for 4 last night. Give him hits in back-to-back games. Waves at a splitter behind 2 strikes quickly. On a 1-2. Kim strikes out swinging. 3rd K for Soriano. First out of the 3rd inning.
Same type of pitch that Max Muncy had trouble with. It's that splitter that starts looking like a fastball down the middle, ends up on the corner. That will get you to a little over a 1.5 ERA.
Ohtani led off the game with a walk, and he scored the first run. Splitter catches the outside corner. Scott Berry, the home plate umpire, saying, "Hey, this is on me. Everybody get ready for the 0-1." And here it is. Down and in. Phones out, ready for the 1-1. And it's a sinker in the dirt. Last year, Soriano threw that pitch nearly 50% of the time, but he's scaled back considerably this year, spreading out the arsenal more. His 2-1 is a wave and a miss. They square the count 2-2.
Shohei's balance and swing is much better. I really like the way he took his walk in the last at bat. The way the ball was borderline away, but he knew it right away. And even that swing there, fooled but balanced.
The 2-2. Aye. That was soundful. Has to shake it off and get ready for the next one. A little late on 99 from Soriano.
Amazing that the ability right here, this matchup.
Best against best in this freeway series. Another 2-2. Flutters away, filling the count. Soriano's payoff. Outside, ball 4. Second walk in as many plate appearances.
He struck out Max Muncy on a splitter away. He struck out Kim on a splitter away and pretty much thought he was going to go to that. He just didn't execute it that time. He got underneath it.
So far tonight, you see the pitch usage. Heavy with the splitter. Mookie Betts is 1 for 1.
You're facing one of the best offenses in baseball. They've won 3 games in a row. Your team doesn't score many runs, and your splitter coming into this game is being hit at an .095 clip. And you're going to use it to keep the game close.
Ohtani dancing, taking off for second. It's a ball to throw from Ohapi, and a stolen base for Shohei. 6th of the year to get into scoring position.
When the ball leaves Ohapi's hands, it looks like Shohei is going to be out, but he makes an outstanding slide to the backside of the bag. Good jump. Really good jump, but his slides are so accurate.
The 1-0. Betts with a fly ball to right field. Adele makes the catch. Ohtani tagging and going to third. Will have it without a play.
We haven't seen Shohei steal as much because of the pitching and the hitting this year, but he realizes the strategy in this game and who they're facing on the mound.
Runs are going to be at a premium tonight with these 2 starters. Ohtani on third, 2 outs in the third. Here's Freddie Freeman. Fastball down and in. Freeman lined out to second in his first plate appearance of the series. In the dirt, 2-0.
I like these kind of games where the game can turn on any pitch.
Here comes the 2-0. A little late on the swing, the sinker, as he swings through a strike.
If this stays 1-0, we get to the 5th and 6th inning. You know, you're like, I don't want to go to the concession stand. I might miss what the game's all about.
Rolled to the right side. And Ohtani will be stranded. 2.5 complete, 1-0 Dodgers.
Heritage Night, that's going to be on Tuesday, May 26th, presented by Hornitos. Purchase your special ticket pack today and receive an exclusive Mexican Heritage Night jersey. Visit Dodgers.com/promotion for more information.
Bottom of the third, top of the order for the Halos. Strike 1 on Vaughn Grissom. 1 for 1. And an infield single. And snuck underneath Mookie Betts' glove in the first. Line back to Robleski, and the ball found him. What a play from Robo on the bump.
I'm going to put you on the mound tomorrow and hit fungos at you like that. That ball didn't find him. He caught that ball. Now, if it finds him, you don't move your glove. But watch how he moves his glove. See? He moves his glove to get it. It almost hit him in the calf, and he moves his glove to get it. That's a world-class athlete on the mound.
Incredible.
Way to go, Robo. I got your back. My partner just raised his arms, threw him up at me.
The 0-1 to Trout. Fly ball to center field. Pages hardly has to move.
That ball caught Pages.
I didn't see him reach back like around his body. Look how he contorts himself.
When you've had as many balls as I have hit back at you in the middle, you know when you catch them or they catch you. That was awesome. Spinning in one direction, reaching in the other. The robo smile.
Little curve up there.
A little slow 70-mile-an-hour one. Kind of popped out of his hands, which will also take velocity off. It didn't slip so much that it was like a missile over just going to the backstop. But it definitely slipped out of his hand a little bit.
Just missed with the fastball. 1-2. All right, I'll admit it wasn't as close as I thought. First blush, that first ball.
Baby.
Strike three. A 1-2, 3/3 for Robleski, capped by his third K. Champion Dodgers baseball on Sportsnet LA is brought to you by Jack in the Box. Jack's new Smash Jack Sliders Munchie Meal with a chance to win the $75,000 prize for Jack's 75th anniversary. 1-0 Dodgers. Will Smith leads off the fourth. Watching a fastball from Soriano, strike one. The Dodgers have the lead thanks to Smith's sac fly back in the first inning that scored Ohtani. Smith gets time called for him.
Soriano's about 50-50 on first pitch strikes. He's really kind of been pitching uphill a little bit.
Here's his 0-2. Strike three. Smith knew it. Down on 3 pitches.
Now Will be a little bit mad at himself because that's a juicy pitch from this outstanding pitcher. Little hanging breaking ball in the middle of the plate, looking for something else.
Second turn at the plate for Pages. Swings through a fastball. Pages struck out as the final out of the first inning.
Soriano on his game now. He has retired 9 of his last 10 hitters.
Just had 1 clunker so far this year for Soriano, which has skewed the numbers quite a bit. It was the beginning of the month against the Chicago White Sox. Gave up 5 runs in 4 innings. On a 1-1, Pages waves at strike 2. Outside of that one outing, Soriano 5 runs in 50 in a third inning. So an ERA there 0.89. Two and two. He is one of 5 pitchers in Angels history with at least 6 wins and an ERA below 2 in their first 9 starts. The first to do it since John Lackey in 2008. On a 2-2 pitch, Pages strikes out on a sinker. Back-to-back Ks in the fourth. It's a tough challenge for the Dodgers. David Vassegh, what's he look like from the field?
Yeah, no doubt. Not only just Jose Soriano tonight, but Dodger players told me over the course of the last week or so teams are pitching the Dodgers differently than what they do for other teams and for the season. You look at tonight, Soriano throwing his splitter more than any other time this season. So the Dodgers are noticing, and they were talking to Tim Salmon, the former Angel. He said, hey, that happens when you're on the national stage as much as the Dodgers are. You have a scouting report out for everybody to see.
Muncy swings and taps it back toward the mound, picked up by Soriano, and he throws over to complete a 1-2-3-4th inning. No change in the score, 1-0 LA. Outs away now from free Jumbo Jacks tomorrow in Los Angeles, after, of course, you buy a large drink. Wroblewski had 2 punch outs in the first and another one in the third. We'll face Soler to start the fourth with a 1-0 lead. Curve and strike one. Soler to left field toward the corner. One hops off the wall. And he will stand up at second with a leadoff double. So the Angels have surpassed their hit total from last night. They had 2 hits in 9 innings yesterday. This is their third.
And with Soriano on the mound, this is game on for Wroblewski, a leadoff double. They can score with 2 productive outs. You're going to try and get the first out to the left side to keep the runner at second. Hence the slider low and in to get him to roll over, ground out to Betts or ground out to Muncy.
In Adell's first plate appearance, he walked, but previous to that free pass, or you saw him in front of some pitches, foul balls to the left side.
Muncy guarding the line. You have scouting reports and you got spray charts, but then you have to take it down to present tense sometimes.
On a 1-1, Adell waves at strike 2. Changeup.
The Cambio away. Adell thinking that ball's going to come in towards him because Wroblewski has fed him pitches on the inside part of the plate a lot. That one just was well off the plate away. He was guessing it was coming to him, and here come the Nats.
Yeah, Adell was not trying to initiate a sword fight with Wroblewski there. He was just trying to beat away the bugs.
I just hope he didn't hit Scott Berry with his backswing there as he fouled him out.
Close. Here comes the 1-2. He doesn't bite on the slider downstairs.
But you got the body language, you got the flinch, so you know he's aggressive and wants to drive this run in. Definitely feel like he's in swing mode.
Swings and fouls back a fastball to keep the count square.
It is so much fun when your catcher kind of points their glove out at you after you execute a pitch to kind of let you know, like, yeah, that's what I wanted. You don't feel alone on the mound.
Strike 3. Frozen with a fastball.
But remember the last few low pitches that started there, they ended up being sliders down and in, and he took them, but he was flinching on the take. This one, he's like, oh, they're going to get me to chase. No, it maintains its altitude, gets him out right at the knees.
Peraza, first pitch grounded to Kim. He thinks about trying to get the lead runner Soler, but takes out number 2 at first base. So tying run 90 feet away, but 2 gone for Wroblewski. First pitch strike called on Shonowell. He flew out to left field in his first plate appearance. Wroblewski's 60th pitch of the game is a low slider, 1-1. Dodger lefty trying to keep the Halos off the board. Delivers the 1-1 and has strike 2.
Robo got him to foul off the fastball, and that is a really good place for him to be right now with that sharp slider. He wants to go right back to that same fastball window, but make it break away from him. If you get him to swing and miss. Well, it didn't bite, and it was a little below the last fastball window.
One nothing Dodgers in the 4th. 2 outs, a runner on 3rd. The 2-2. Line toward right center field. Pages after, lays out. Oh, he made the catch.
Degree of difficulty 10. The break, the route, the hands, the out.
Andy Pages, incredible. Saves a run and keeps the Dodgers ahead. Back-to-back world champion Dodgers baseball on Sportsnet LA is brought to you by your Toyota dealers. We make it easy. What Andy Pages just did was the opposite of easy. Robbed Shonwell of a game-tying extra base hit. Still 1-0 Dodgers as we begin the 5th.
This is some kind of play. Andy doesn't have his fielding glove completely on his hand, so he's stretching it out there with extra length because he has it just in his fingers.
That reaction from Robo is as real as it gets. Just like any Dodger fan seeing that play and then an LFG.
Pages is starting to cement himself as one of the best players in baseball this year. Between the bat, power, and the defense. What's he do? He goes right back to the books and studying.
Hernandez strikes out on a slider. Soriano has really gotten it rolling tonight, and that's punch out number 6.
Well, it's been an old saying in baseball that the best starters, you got to get them early before they find their legs, and the Dodgers did get that 1 run in the 1st before he found his range, but ever since he's found his range, he has been ridiculously good. Just one little blemish with a walk.
And that's generally been how the numbers bear out for Soriano. If you're going to get to him, you got to get to him early. After the 1st inning, his ERA 1.19. On the ground is short. Handled by Neto. 2 out.
Good young player, foundational piece for these Angels. I just hope they figure out how to build him a roster so he can experience some winning.
Well, they haven't had a winning season since 2015 here in Anaheim.
I think the key for them is to build a pitching staff first. A lot of times the formula has been to build the offense.
Well, yeah, here's their ace.
Well, for sure.
Ball 1 on Kim.
But you need, we're going to need a few more of these, not aces, but guys that are 2s, 3s, and 4s.
Hessong 0 for 1. He struck out as the leadoff man in the 3rd. Back up there with 2 down in the 5th. Trying to get on base for Ohtani behind him. 2-1.
Since the World Championship years with the Angels, when Mike Scioscia was the manager, the teams then were very well rounded. They had offensive stars that were the faces of the team. They had some pitching guys that were the face of the team. They had outstanding setup guy and closer. But what they really need to start with, for me, is they've got to start with the pitching. It seems like the last 7 to 10 years, it's really been, let's get 1 or 2 big time offensive stars. They'll be the faces of the team and they can carry us, but it's hard to carry a bad pitching staff.
The 3-2 on the ground to second. Hernandez calling Kim retired in order. Halfway home here in Anaheim. Still 1-0 Dodgers. Southern California Nissan dealers. The Dodger defense so far in this freeway series. That was last night. Max Muncy. Peraza made some incredible plays at second base, and the one we saw to finish the 4th from Andy Pages, I think that takes the cake.
Lots of defense. That's last night in the corner. Then they went right field for the Dodgers, left field for the Angels, center field tonight.
Popped him up. Shallow center. Kim going back from second. Pages coming in along with Call. It's a center fielder's ball. Now that is a conversation. You brought it up the last inning about Andy Pages being one of the best players down on the Dodgers. Talking about in baseball, given what he does on both sides of the ball. It's been generating more and more. Every Dodgers series, you're talking to folks affiliated with other teams and people coming to town or on the road. Hey, Andy Pages, is he for real? Andy Pages, hey, you best center fielders in baseball. Like, he's kind of up there on the list now. And so more and more folks are starting to take notice. Quickly 0-2 on Siri.
Dodger fans, people around the Dodger organization last year thought he kind of got snubbed as far as the all-star selections. Andy didn't get depressed. He didn't go into a shell. He said, I'm going to keep working at my game, and he has really improved in a lot of areas.
The 0-2. Siri hits it to left, a 2-strike single. 1 on with 1 out in the 5th.
A lot of people around the league think that Andy Pages has gained foot speed, but for the Dodger coaching staff, they will tell you that he is one of the best and measured at the best at breaks in the outfield. How quickly he breaks off the batted ball in the right direction. And so he looks faster because he's getting to so many more balls that used to maybe fall in.
Dino Ebel has been working so diligently with Andy Pages, and all the Dodger outfielders said that the way he has jumped up this year, he's like a 70 grade out there on an 80 grade scale. Tying run aboard for the Angels here in the 5th. 1-0 Dodgers. First inning sac fly from Will Smith.
70 grade as far as the defense. As far as the arm, he's probably an 80 grade with arm strength and accuracy, which is real close to perfect. Kind of like a Dave Parker or a Roberto Clemente.
Wow.
Like you're talking about somebody that can lay it out at like 95 miles an hour and make sure it's near the bag or on the bag.
Jams Grissom in a shallow center. Ha-Seong Kim says, I got it. And he does. We're going to check in with DV one more time.
Oral mentioned earlier in the game how quick Robleski works, and he's one of these young pitchers that was in the minor leagues when the pitch clock was implemented, and he said he loves it. He loves to work quick. He feels like the quick pace is to his advantage instead of hitters trying to step out 3 different times. It just ruins his rhythm. These Nats, though, the hitters stepping out like Adele and being able to go out there and kind of swat those Nats out of the way. Oral, you know this, that might be gamesmanship by the hitters to not step out, but to try to throw off his rhythm. So he likes to work quick.
And thank you, DV. And you know, the Dodgers behind him love playing behind that pace. Strike 1 on Trout.
I hated when guys used the Nats as an excuse to slow me down. It was brutal.
They were trying to do whatever they could, Bulldog.
Well, we had a lot of guys stepping out, pretending like they had something in their eye, tying their shoe, adjusting their equipment. But now I love the fact the hitter has to get back in there, because as a pitcher, when you have your rhythm and you're attacking and confident, you so much want to force the hitter into the box and pay attention to you. The gamesmanship as far as the offense is concerned is a lot different, and we got the home plate umpire swatting gnats now, David.
Wroblewski's 2-1. Trout skies it. Shallow center. No problems for Pages. Strand series still 1-0 Dodgers after 5 full.
Roberts bobblehead night presented by Toyo Tires on May 25th. The first 40,000 fans comes through the gate will take home an exclusive Dave Roberts bobblehead. Visit Dodgers.com/promotions for more information. I said that one quick, then edited it down because I didn't want to miss an Ohtani home run.
Well,
sorry, Dave.
I mean, you did say last night that you wanted his promo read to have more words.
I eliminated the whole resume top.
A one hopper to second, played at the cut of the grass by Peraza nicely for the first out. The 70th pitch from Soriano. Betts takes ball 1. Mookie singled in the first, flew out to right field in the third. (2-0). Betts now with 8 hits on the season. 4 of them have been extra base hits and 3 are homers. It's way outside. 3-0. The 3-0 to 5-0. Strike 1 from Soriano. That's called ball 4.
Pitcher's called the ball. The catcher's challenging.
O'Hoppe issues an ABS challenge powered by T-Mobile. And loses it.
Call is confirmed.
Angels
Angels are now out of challenges.
Done for the night. So a 1-out walk for Betts, on for a second time in this game. Freddie Freeman looking to get in on the action. Swinging strike 1.
Dodgers with just 1 hit have left 2 on base. They're looking for insurance runs as we get into the late innings.
Getting out hit 4-1. Leading where it counts by the slimmest of margins. 1-0 in the 6th. 1 on, 1 out, 1 ball, 1 strike.
Neither team has a hit with a runner in scoring position. Dodgers scored theirs on a sac fly by Will Smith. Something is on the field. The Bat Boys is running out to right center to get it off.
So an extra moment for the tactician Freddie Freeman, so cerebral in the batter's box to figure out his game plan.
Extra moment for the fans too to get a "Let's Go Dodgers" cheer going here in Anaheim.
Here comes the 2-1. Tails low and away, ball 3.
Sellout last night. Looks like it's pretty close to a sellout again here.
Freeman in the driver's seat, 3-1. Ball 4 and back-to-back walks. And that'll prompt a mound visit from Mike Maddox.
Everybody's dealing with the Nats. It is a sellout tonight, and tomorrow is already sold out. Doesn't mean there won't be any walk-up traffic and tickets, but once you get very close to a certain number in the capacity of the stadium, it is considered a sellout. So don't give up on tickets. Still look for them.
Dodgers 0 for 3 with runners in scoring position. The Angels 0 for 4. Two on for Will Smith. Soriano out of the stretch. Smith way in front of that. Heads up in the Angel dugout. It rockets back out toward the mound. That hits Smith and then redirects off of O'Hoppe. Oh my gosh. Everybody felt that one, but especially the Angel backstop.
Where did it get him? Is that much pain?
I think you could probably guess.
Yeah, you can definitely guess.
I mean, I believe he said, well, you heard what he said there before. Every night, I mean, last night, first game back off the injury list where he was with a fractured wrist, took a ball off of that wrist. Ooh. This was April 25th. That's what broke the wrist. And then this was last night. Skipped off the dirt, right back to the same spot. And then a nicer view of what just happened. 2 walks and a hit batter have loaded the bases for the Dodgers. Bases loaded, 1 out in the 6th. Andy Pages. What do you got? Ball 1.
That's a good take. He struck out twice on chasing something low and away, and that was his Achilles heel last year and the thing that he really worked hard on, and that's what gave him the hot start this year.
A ball and a strike. Pages does not have a grand slam in his career, and the Dodgers with the bases loaded have had a real tough time. Bottom 3 in baseball in team OPS with the bags packed. The 1-1. Pages watches another. It's called ball 2. Soriano's 2-1 pitch. Pages chases badly.
He was going to swing no matter what the pitch was or where it was. As soon as it came out of his hands, he's guessing strike because of the bases loaded situation, and he doesn't get one that's even close.
The 2-2 pitch. Low and away. Count now full.
You don't blame Soriano for going there again.
Bases loaded, full count, nowhere to put Andy Pages. Here's the payoff. Ball 4.
That was outstanding discipline from Andy Pages after being completely not fooled, but just poor strategy, thinking he was going to get a strike and chasing the ball in the left-hand batter's box. This one he legitimately takes. That is a very good take.
They stay loaded for Max Muncy. Now 2-0 Dodgers. Season high 5 walks for Jose Soriano, 3 in the 6th inning alone. Ball 1. Muncy 0 for 2 with a strikeout.
Soriano has retired the left-handed hitters a lot with the split finger away, but he also has schooled them that that's where he will go.
The 1-0 pitch. Up and away, ball 2. I mean, if you're a hitter up there right now, as long as he's in the game, it's keyhole time.
Yeah, he has shown that the left-handed hitters he wants to get out away, and he has not lit anybody up inside with a fastball.
Once he chops a curve foul.
The tension really mounts on the mound right now when you are playing for a team that struggles to score runs. You know your outing is completely on the line right here, that you cannot depend on your offense to come back.
Way outside, ball 3.
And I think that's why he's avoiding the wood. I'm like, I need to strike these guys out. I can't let him put it in play. He's trying to just get outs without the ball even being put in play, leading to these walks.
3-1. Ball 4. The parade continues. $3-0 Dodgers, and that'll be all for the Angels ace.
We know Max's discipline and knowledge of the strike zone. Ohtani cheering him on.
Kurt Suzuki goes to the bullpen after back-to-back bases loaded walks, 4 in the inning. Back-to-back world champion Dodgers baseball on Sportsnet LA is brought to you by Morongo Casino Resort and Spa. Less than 90 minutes from wherever you are. Good times. Dodgers are having a great time in the 6th. They've pushed Soriano out of the game. 2 bases loaded walks, 2 runs in, a 3-0 lead. They're still loaded for Chase Silseth to take over and face Teoscar Hernandez. The first pitch out of the bullpen is a ball.
Teo facing a hurler that also has 2 fastballs and a splitter. Instead of a curveball, he'll throw a sweeper.
Big swing and a miss. 1-1.
That is a nasty splitter. That one went straight down.
On a 1-1. Hernandez fouls away strike 2. In his career, Teoscar Hernandez is a .289 hitter with the bases loaded. 5 grand slams. The 1-2. Just gets a piece of a fastball, ripping it back, foul.
That's a good piece of hitting after seeing those splitters. They can continue up the ladder and look for the swing and miss or a splitter in the dirt.
Another 1-2. Misses upstairs. Smith, Pajes, and Muncy on the bases. They want to come home. Can Hernandez bring him in? The 2-2. Oh, it hits him. Make it 4-0 Dodgers. The second hit batter of the inning to go along with the 4 walks.
Overthrown splitter that slips out. Fortunately gets him on the padding of his elbow. Just a really ugly inning for Angel pitching.
And for the Dodgers, we just referenced earlier their struggles with the bases loaded. Well, if you're struggling to get hits,
get hit.
Get hit. All the walks this inning, and now you have one of the best eyes in the Dodger lineup coming to the plate. Alex Call.
If he walks with the bases loaded and he bat flips the way he normally does with a walk,
be appropriate.
It's going to feel like it was a grand slam.
Still only 1 out. Now 4-0 Dodgers in the 6th. Ball 1 low.
It's an almost guarantee that he's going to take this next pitch, unless it's exactly where he wants it, which would probably be about thigh high inner half.
Ground ball, base hit. Pajes in. Muncy racing home. He's in safe. A 2-run single for Alex Call. The throw back to second also hit Hernandez, so second time this inning he's been plunked. But he'll feel better looking up at the scoreboard. It's now 6-0.
Fastball thigh high inner half. He hits the 6 hole. Infield slightly drawn in. And it was exactly what he was looking for. Something firm, something on the inside part of the plate, able to pull it. 3-hopper finds its way through because they are drawn in halfway.
Ha-Seong Kim, the 9th Dodger to the plate in this 6th inning.
We had a pitcher's duel for a while. Here's Teo getting hit again right in the middle of the back.
Hey.
Ooh, the left shoulder. Ouch.
2 swinging strikes for Ha-Seong Kim. If Kim can't reach, his main goal is just keep the ball off the ground. On the ground, right side, but only one play. Shonowell dives for the bag and gets out number 2. The Dodgers bat around. Ohtani led off the 6th with a ground out to second. He has walked twice and scored once. 2 on, 2 out. Here's Silseth. Missing low.
With first base open and a righty on deck, I'll be surprised if he gets anything to hit.
Challenged him with a high fastball. 1-1. The 1-1. Splits low. This ball smoked to right field, but Adele's got the read and the catch. Teo and Caller stranded, but the Dodgers with a big crooked number 5 across in the 6th to get some breathing room.
The next episode of Backstage Dodgers, relief pitcher Will Klein shows off his love for Magic the Gathering. Plus, guitar lessons with Mookie Betts as he takes us inside his latest hobby. Backstage Dodgers, that's Wednesday after the postgame show.
Now a 6-0 lead for Robleski. Neto on the ground. Backhanded by Muncy inside the line. The throw. Freeman couldn't complete the play. Freddie frustrated with himself there.
There's frustration behind third base. There's frustration at first base. Max a little frustrated with himself that it's not a long hop or all the way in the air. It was a really tough play. You're thinking about the skid off the grass, or is it going to hit the dirt? Freddie has spoiled us because he has gotten that many a time.
Second infield hit of the night for the Angels. Strike 1 to Soler. Dodgers with 5 runs in the top of this inning on just 1 hit. As Alex calls 2-run single. Before that, 2 bases loaded walks. And a hit batter. The 0-2.
That caused some damage to Soriano's ERA. Came in with a 1.66, and he left after that inning was over with a 2.41.
Good work from Smith. Blocked that slider in the dirt. 5 1/3 for Soriano. Just 1 hit, but 6 earned runs because of 6 walks. He struck out 6 through 92 pitches. Pitch 82 from Robleski. This is the outside edge, and the count now full for Soler.
Robleski has got a lot of outs in the air, 10 of them. 4 strikeouts, just 1 ground out.
Grounded by Muncy. Lined into the corner by Soler. Neto at third. Stop sign held up for him. First 2 on for the Angels in the 6th.
This ball is laced down the line. It was a line drive until that one little hop as it gets by Muncy. It's about all you can do with a step and a dive.
Two in scoring position, no outs. Joe Adele the batter. Changeup misses away.
If you're Robo, you got to think exchanging outs for runs. You leave this inning 6-2. It's no big deal. You just don't want anything bigger than a 2 to go up on the board for the Angels. If they allow you to get out of the inning with less than 2 runs, that's fine, but just try and get outs.
Two and 1. On a 2-1, Adele pops back, strike 2.
not defaulting to his top 2 pitches, which is the 4-seamer and the slider. Last 2 pitches look like he tried to go breaking ball changeup.
Fly to the gap in right center field. This one's going to get down. One hop off the wall. Pages, the throw to second, is late. Adele with a 2-run double. And the Dodger lead down to 4.
Angels have action, and it's because the breaking ball, the slider stays up. It is a strike, but it is not where you want it, and it looks like the ball has been kind of slipping out of his hand a little bit the last few breaking balls.
The other factor in this 6th inning was the lengthy wait for Robleski before returning to the mound. 25 innings, or 25 minutes, excuse me. The Dodger offense was going to work. To the visit from Mark Pryor, some scurrying out in the Dodgers bullpen. First one up is Blake Trinan. Curves in, strike 1 on Peraza.
Again, I'm thinking about outs and getting out of this inning 6-3 now. The more you think about saving a run, a lot of times you give up more than 1 run.
One and 2.
Now you got a shot if you want to try and put him away, but the guy on the mound is not legitimately a strikeout pitcher. He came in to the game with mid-40s innings pitched, and only about 50% of those innings would he say he'd have 1 strikeout. So he was like a half a strikeout an inning. So don't all of a sudden try and be something different. Even though he had 7 strikeouts in his last game, that was a season high. He's a weak contact pitcher. Go ahead and let him make weak contact and make an out.
Pitch 93, another 1-2. Another foul ball. Peraza being pesky up there. Dodger bullpen has been used a lot in this busy stretch. Called upon for a bullpen game last night in the opener. It delivered big time. 8 relievers combined to pitch a shutout. Robleski trying to fight through the 6th.
He's up the usage of that changeup.
The next pitch will be his 20th of the inning, and still no outs recorded just yet. 2-2.
Slider down and in is set up right now if he wants to try it. Fastball away, got him. You got a chance to save the run now.
Fifth strikeout of the game, first out of the 6th inning. Shonowall on the first pitch, flies it to left field. Pages drifts over, he's there. Adele will hold at second base.
That's the 11th flyout for Robleski, and Pages has 7 of them, and 1 was spectacular.
That was also against Shonowall back in the 4th inning. Needs 1 more out to get through the 6th. First pitch to O'Hoppe. Slow curve, strike 1. Seen that a couple of times tonight. A little wrinkle from Robleski. Down and in, check swing, no swing.
When your curveball is like your fourth or fifth pitch for certain pitchers, you see him use it to steal first pitch strikes. Yamamoto does that.
Pitch 100 is strike 2.
Glass now pitches with his curveball. Robleski, Yamamoto use it to steal a strike. Ohtani uses it to steal strike 2 because his #1 breaking ball is his sweeper. And the reason it steals strikes is because it leaves their hand at a really high height, and the hitters are used to seeing the ball coming down in a downward plane, and all of a sudden it pops out of their hand, but it falls in the zone.
High in the air, right field. Alex Call makes the catch, and that ends the 6th inning. The Angels get 2, but only 2. Quality start for Robleski. He leaves with a 6-2 lead.
Ski did an amazing job. Really pitched to the scoreboard when it was a pitcher's duel and got through some rough innings at times. And then when the scoreboard turned in the Dodgers' favor, he traded outs for runs, even though it was a double that drove in 2. He did his job. And 6 really good innings after a bullpen night when the Dodgers needed 8 pitchers to throw a shutout. They needed some length from him, and he gave it to them.
6-2 Dodgers. Top of the 7th. Mookie Betts, Freddie Freeman, and Will Smith due up. New pitcher on the mound for the Angels, Jose Fermin.
Robo goes back-to-back outings with triple-digit pitch count. 100 the last time and 103 here tonight. One he gives them 8 innings. Another one he gives them 6.
One and 2 for Betts. Mookie, who started the walk parade in the 6th inning. 1 out, free pass, came around to score. First of 5 runs in the inning.
Well, the Dodgers, when they had all those bases loaded situations, were looking to improve on their stats with bases loaded. They were only batting .205 coming into this game with the bases loaded. Well, that didn't really go up. They just drove in all the runs with hit batters and walks.
Slashes it foul. Still 1 and 2. 6 Dodgers in a row either walked or were hit by a pitch, leading up to Alex Call's 2-run single, the lone hit of the inning. The Dodgers have only 2 hits in the game.
Dr. Krajewski, even though he's not with us, he's with Joe Davis in his Fox game, always still sends us different notes. And I'll bet you tomorrow in his notes, if the Dodgers stay at 2 hits and 6 runs, there is some historical reference there of last time they got that many runs with just 2 hits.
93-mile-per-hour changeup from Fermin. Ball 2 for Betts.
It's harder than my fastball in my prime.
Full count. Betts battling leading off against Fermin here. This is the 9th pitch that he'll see. And he wraps it to left field. It's going to hang up though. He caught by Siri. Still good work from Mookie. Got a lot of applause in that Dodger dugout.
This is a good sign, even though it's an out. When Mookie is not rolling over the ball to the left side, but getting it in the air, he is really close.
Freeman versus Fermin. Freddie walked and scored in the 6th as well. 0 for 2 otherwise. Freeman was off on Friday. It's a planned day. Days that Freeman does not like, days off. So Dave Roberts had to attack that delicately, as in well in advance, to get the conversation started about it. The 0-2 is in the dirt.
Where'd he start it? Back in spring training?
On May 16th or 15th.
You're going to have an off day.
And Freddie said no every day up until May 15th. Found the way 2-2.
The Angels have already sold out tomorrow, which will end up being their 9th sellout of the season. The Dodgers will have 3 of them.
Another 2-2. Strike 3.
Before the gates were open, the seats were green. Now there's a lot of blue in the seats.
A lot.
Well-traveled Los Angeles Dodgers. A lot of people coming down the 5 freeway to come see them here.
Strike 1, tap foul by Will Smith.
Traffic was a little easier on a Saturday compared to the Friday afternoon.
Oh yeah.
I don't know what it did for your commute, but it took about 15 minutes off of mine.
Oh, 2.
Dodgers maintaining some momentum here tonight if they can finish this one off. Win this series after being 500 against the Giants and squeaking out a decent feeling in the homestand. Next up, the San Diego Padres. Day game tomorrow, so the momentum from tonight, if they can finish this one off, will be fresh in their memory.
Padres won in Seattle, so the Dodgers need to hold the line here tonight to maintain first place.
Petco, it will be buzzing. It will be buzzing. They have really learned the intensity of the Dodger-Padre rivalry is alive and well, especially when they're half a game apart.
Smith with a base hit into left field, a 2-out single.
That was a really good swing. That was short and quick. Looked like he was hitting a knockdown wedge. The reason I say that is because he's an excellent golfer. Just choked up, short swing, got the barrel on the ball and hit it firmly through the hole.
Fermin feeds strike 1 to Pages. Bases loaded walk for him. His last time up, they made it 2-0 Dodgers. Now 6-2.
That walk was crazy because he swung at a ball in the left-hand batter's box that before the ball even left Soriano's hand, he was swinging. It looked terrible. And then the 3-2 slider was maybe 2 inches off the plate, and he spit on it for the RBI.
Serves 1 to right. Odell is there. So Smith is stranded in the 7th. 6-2 LA. Stand and stretch. It's time for the 7th inning stretch, brought to you by Sit and Sleep. Stretch. The Dodgers 6, the Angels 2. first installment of the Freeway Series. Call to the bullpen brought to you by Jacoby and Myers. It's Blake Trinan taking over for Justin Robleski. Final line for the Dodgers starter. 6 innings, 2 runs and 7 hits and a walk, 5 strikeouts. He threw 103 pitches, 67 strikes.
It's a great job by Justin, because this call to the bullpen is as late as the Dodgers needed it to be. They could not sweat a short outing.
Pinch hitter for the Angels leading off. Josh Lowe whiffs on strike 1. Trinan was the 3rd Dodger arm in last night's bullpen game. An inning for K through 11 pitches, 9 strikes.
Quickly ahead 0-2. Last night it was a parade of relievers. Klein took down 2 innings, and then everybody after him posted a 0 for 1. And there weren't a lot of pitches or a lot of traffic. Only gave up 2 hits. The 5th shutout of the year for the Dodgers, which ranks them 2nd in Major League Baseball, just behind the Boston Red Sox.
Low down swinging. Back to the top of the order, and Vaughn Grissom led off the game with an infield single. 0 for 2 since. A line drive right back at Justin Robleski in the 3rd, and Robo was able to contort and snare it for a highlight out. Grounds it to Muncy. 2 out.
Max Muncy's slow heartbeat at 3rd has slowed my heartbeat down up here when he gets the ball hit to him. He really looks really good over there.
Base is cleared. 2 down. The Dodgers up 4. Here's Mike Trout. Takes in a sinker for strike 1. Two and 1. Trout hitless tonight and so far in this series. 0 for 6 with a walk and 2 strikeouts. Three and 1. Full count. Trinan's payoff. Back into the net once again. Another 3-2. Another one fouled back. Treinen versus Trout. Round 8. We'll do it again. Still 3-2. Number 9 from Treinen. Trout won't go quietly. On the 10th pitch, Treinen misses upstairs and issues a 2-out walk.
A well-earned walk by Mike Trout. Blake's like, can you just hit the ball forward?
This is the scary part of the order for the Halos. Trout, Neto, Soler, Adele. Neto rolls it to Betts. He'll go to second to get Trout and get out of the 7th unscathed.
Fans on May 27th will take home a Yamamoto Game 7 last out bobblehead. Visit Dodgers.com/promotions for more information.
It's a 6-2 Dodger lead as we enter the final 2 innings at the Big A. Muncy, Teoscar Hernandez, and Alex Call will face Alek Manoah. Appeared in an all-star game at Dodger Stadium in 2022. He was with the Toronto Blue Jays. Career got derailed a little bit. They start a new chapter in Anaheim. Muncy so far tonight, 0 for 2. A bases loaded walk and a run scored in the 6th.
Average fastball on the mound is below 90 miles an hour. The pitch that he gets people out with is the changeup.
Tap to the third base side, and Muncy will take it.
A changeup thrown and a changeup hit. I don't know which one was harder. I think the pitch was harder than the hit. Definitely.
It's a perfect face from Muncy. And that's Tanner Scott in the Dodger bullpen. Hernandez is jammed. Slow roller to short. Neto doesn't get Muncy. He does get Hernandez. Max was ruled safe. Willie Traynor, the umpire, was locked in on the bag.
Wow, he is safe by about an inch. Neto could get over there a little quicker instead of that false step where he crow hops to get ready for the throw. He could have sprinted to the bag and made it a 1-out play or a jump throw off the bag. Elected to take that little crow hop and was a little late.
Strike 1 on Alex Call. As the biggest swing for the Dodgers tonight, a 2-run single in the 5-run 6th.
A lot of Dodger walks, and he is in a 1-0 count, and he is keyholing to the inner half and gets something and finds that hole and drives in 2.
Through the left side against the drawn-in infield. What a piece to the puzzle. Alex Call. Someone who is comfortable in their role. Obviously, you know, he would love to play. He says that, yeah, I would love to go, but I enjoy being here. I enjoy winning. I enjoy helping the team win.
Yeah, when you look at the quote-unquote utility players of the Dodgers, you go with Kim, if you go with Freeland when he was here, Miguel Rojas with Alex Call, they not only fill their role, but they bring energy. They bring life. And that kind of positive energy of being comfortable in your role, that helps feed the everyday players. When they're in there, it's like it's refreshing. If you have complainers that don't like their role, and when they get in the batter's box or get in the field, they're kind of mopey and they're just not engaged completely because, you know, this is not where I want to be. It's not good for team chemistry. But when they're comfortable and they're not complaining and they're energetic and they're locked in and they have intent in everything they do, whether it's fielding a ball or getting in the batter's box or pinch running or preparing during batting practice for what they're going to do, which is sit and be ready from the 6th inning on, it is great for team chemistry.
He works the walk, tosses the bat. First and second for the Dodgers in the 8th. David Vassegh, what do you got down there?
Well, Alex Call, I mean, he's been really special tonight, coming up with a big two-run single, and that's his calling card, taking a walk, seeing a lot of pitches, and his preparation before every game involves virtual reality. He has a headset where he actually takes simulated at-bats against pitchers like Alek Manoah. Now, he told me before the game he'll do a lot more of that against the bullpen left-handed relievers more than the right-handed relievers, but he will put time in with that headset on and taking simulated swings against some of the team's right-handed relievers. And he also told me, since he got the start today against Jose Soriano, he took 50 simulated at-bats against Soriano before he stepped in the batter's box for the first time tonight.
Yeah, DV, that is part of his daily routine. I mean, you'll just got to be careful when you walk around the corner into the hallway. You might bump into Alex Call with the headset on. Ball and 2 strikes on Kim. It's that saying, stay ready so you don't have to get ready.
He's well prepared, and if he wasn't comfortable in his role and enjoying being here, he wouldn't go to that nth degree to be ready.
Kim strikes out. 2 gone in the 8th. It was 6-0 Dodgers, now 6-2 as the Angels chipped away. Ohtani looking to punch back. 2 on, 2 out in the 8th. A strike from Manoah.
So he hit the ball really well in his last at bat when it was right at the right fielder.
101 plus off the bat. Manoah's 0-1. Ohtani pulls it to the right field corner. It's a fair ball. Muncy is in. Call gets the green light. Ohtani to third. Hey, 2-run triple. The ball in the infield. So he's coming home. He's safe. It looked like the ball got into the net down the right field line. Joe Adell keeps pointing back there.
Yeah, that ball is a ground rule double.
Kurt Suzuki now conferencing with the umpiring crew. The umpire is talking right there on the right side of the screen is Alex McKay. He's at first base, so that's his territory down the line.
Well, you start with first and second and 2 out. And the ball is fair down the line, but when it hits the netting, it is a ground rule double. Fair, and now the netting holds it in the park.
Los Angeles Angels is challenging the ball when out of play.
It should be pretty quick. New York's probably already looked at it. Call will be placed at third. Ohtani will be placed at second.
At the very least, and those guys get time to catch their breath from the running. The heads up base running from Ohtani. It's the point you made the other day, Oral. Basically, play through the whistle. You know, don't play umpire.
Right. Yep. Hoppy is immediately pointing out to the umpire that hit the netting, and home plate umpire.
After review, the call is confirmed. The ball is left in play. Los Angeles Angels lose the shot.
How is that in play?
Ohtani had geared back up to come out.
The Dodger replay guys have watched it and will warn the bench of what is going to happen, but I don't understand that.
Not seeing anything in the Angels ground rules that discusses the net. The netting extends all the way to the pole.
Unless they determine that the ground rules here that the netting is part of the wall. That is really odd.
Now you're flabbergasted.
It's like I've never seen anything like it. They're almost saying like it's a wild pitch and the ball goes off the backstop netting, so it's like part of the backstop. But it's not the backstop down there.
Down to right field, you're saying?
Yeah, down to right field. It's not in the ground rules.
Three balls and a strike on Betts. It's now 9-2 Dodgers in the eighth.
We're definitely going to check on this a little bit deeper and hopefully have an answer for you before the end of the game, because I would like an answer too.
Another look. You know, Ohtani pulled it down the line. It hopped into the net.
It hit in fair territory.
Right.
And it is in the net.
I mean, if that is a foot over to the left, it's into the fans. Mookie Betts charges up. He sends one to the fans in left field. A solo home run for Mookie. And the Dodgers hit double digits.
Mookie in his first at bat got a base hit with a ball in the air to left field. Second at bat, a fly out to right. Third at bat, a walk. Fourth at bat, another fly ball to left field. We said that's a good sign. And this one, a fly to left. a lot farther for 4 bases.
Freeman serves one toward the same area, but it slices foul into the net. Foul.
Mookie hit it about 103 miles an hour off the bat, and he has looked really good tonight.
Strike 2, check foul. The Ohtani play, for those keeping score, it's been ruled a triple and an error on the right fielder Joe Adell. So triple E9. The 1-2 to Freeman. High in the air to center field. Trout drifts in. Midway through the 8th, the Dodgers add 4 more. Lead 10-2. Access Sportsnet Dodgers presented by Mercury Insurance. John Hartung, Jerry Harrison Jr., Nomar Garciaparra will have your highlights and breakdowns. David Vassay will be in the Dodger clubhouse doing the interviews. Wyatt Mills enters for the Dodgers in the 8th inning. Tanner Scott was up, but once the Dodgers put 4 runs across to push the lead to 8, he sat down and Mills took his place. Look out, ball 3 is up and in. It's a 4-pitch leadoff walk, but Will Smith taps the helmet.
Pitch is called a ball. The catcher's challenging.
ABS challenge powered by T-Mobile. Dodgers have 2 left. Now they have 1 left.
Call is confirmed. It is a ball. Dodgers have 1 challenge remaining.
There hasn't been 1 successful challenge tonight.
Well, let's go back to the Ohtani play and understand the ground rules here. And it is about the location of the netting and why they call it universal. Because the netting here in Anaheim is flush with the wall. If the ball touches the netting when it's behind the dugout or behind the camera well, then the ball's out of play. But since this netting is along the same edge as the wall, it's universally in play.
So it's an extension of the wall.
It is an extension of the wall. I asked New York in the replay officials room about picking off a ball. A pitcher throws a pickoff and it hits the netting, and then he said, well, it depends on if the netting is flush with the stadium and wall, or is it behind the dugout or behind the camera well. That's out of play. I asked about a pop-up or ball coming down and then the fielder, after it touches the netting, catches the ball in that area. No, that would be not a catch. But when a ball lands in fair territory and hits netting that is not behind the dugout or the camera well, then that's universally a ground rule, and that ball is still in play.
Good investigative journalism there, partner.
Well, I was given the phone number and I was given time to call, and I think the guys in New York did a fantastic job explaining to me. Hopefully I relayed it to the audience correctly. If not, I will get reviewed.
Bob Guerin and or Rick Monday will let you know.
No, I'll get a free plane flight to New York. They'll talk to me face to face.
Meanwhile, back between the white lines, back-to-back walks from Mills starting the 8th inning.
That's the first time in my career I've seen that.
Yeah, we talked about it last night a little bit. All the years coming here, the net, I don't recall it going all the way down there on both sides. That's the first strike that Mills has thrown tonight.
It's full protection for the fans, and it feels a little bit more like arena ball than stadium baseball.
The distinction there in your explanation is where the ball bounced for Ohtani. Obviously, bounced in fair territory, left of the line, and then it spun into the net. The very edge of the net.
And it's anchored like 6 inches behind the wall, but it's considered flush with the wall.
In the air to center. One out in the 8th. Runners hold.
If you'd like to hear the whole paragraph, I have it from the official ruling. We have 1 out, so I can't get cut off. After reviewing all relevant angles, the replay official definitely determined that the ball struck the extended fan safety netting that is live and in play per the universal ground rules. A live ball striking any screen or protective netting set on the field facing a wall or railing and rebounding onto the field in live and in play, the call is confirmed. Rebounding onto the field in live and in play. It is live. Wow.
Popped him up. Muncy at third. 2 gone. And based on the Angels' reactions, both Joe Adell and really everybody who was out in the field for they were unfamiliar as well.
Bob Guerin was the only one that knew that it was the correct call. Bob knows the rule book inside and out like the guys in New York.
Bob was educating Jack Harris and I of one of those, Jack Harris at the California Post, of one of those rules, Rule 105. He says the object is to score more runs than the other team. He was very serious.
He was serious.
Yes. He's like, it didn't used to be Rule 105. It used to be, but they added some because he's got a doctorate in rule book.
He really does. In spring training, he will, in the coach's room, he will have some fun when there's a little dead time or a weather delay. He would start quizzing everybody with some of the deep, dark rules.
The ones you don't want to know about.
No, the ones that are embarrassing that you don't know that he does.
Line to center. Here comes Pages. He makes another grab.
Made one to his left. This one coming forward.
Baseball on Sportsnet LA is brought to you by your Southern California Ford dealers. Discover the complete Ford lineup, rugged, stylish, and powerful trucks and SUVs, all engineered for your adventures. There's an adventure for the Dodgers in the 8th inning. Ohtani with what was scored as a triple and an E9 on Joe Adell. The Dodgers say, hey, a home run. What? No. Wait, what? Not a home run. Ninth inning, 10-2 LA. Will Smith yell out in front of that, strike one. We're checking in with your counterpart, Mark Gubicza, next door with Reed Randazzo and the Angels telecast. Gooby, you ever see? He's like, no. Never seen that. Didn't know it. They just put the net in this year, and clearly that ground rule didn't come up in preparation. Charlie Barnes getting loose for the bottom of the ninth.
A lot of these foul balls tonight. It's like a shooting gallery up here in the press box. They're getting over the netting that's supposed to protect the fans, which it does, but it doesn't protect the announcers.
I think Matty Lee of the LA Times got one just the last half inning. Bill Plunkett was unbothered. Bill, the great OC Register scribe.
They're probably over there looking up the rule too.
Full count now for Smith, leading off the top of the ninth. Ball four. That is the ninth Dodger walk of this game. Two strikes on Pages. 0 for 3. RBI on a bases loaded walk, and then he came around to score himself. A liner to left, and Pages has a hit.
That's a good piece of hitting. And he realizes his Achilles heel is the breaking ball away, but this guy's best pitch is a changeup, and he does a nice job staying square, staying down and through that. That ball is not going to break away from him. As a changeup, it's either going straight down or coming a little towards him.
First two aboard in front of Max Muncy. Last time up, swinging bunt down the third base side. He scored on the Ohtani triple. Another thing you notice here in the ninth, 10-2, ninth inning. Will Smith, Andy Pye has not given up an AB plate appearance.
You're so right.
Ground ball back to Manoah. He throws into center field. That'll bring home Smith. And the Dodgers turn up the freeway series to 11.
Well, you mentioned that they didn't give away at bats, and I will say that they continued to hustle on the bases. Will Smith never broke stride. You can assume when this pitcher catches the ball, this is going to be a double play, but everybody just continued on and kept turning over the legs. Max Muncy, look at him run to first. He is busting it.
Pye has got to third. Fielder's choice in E1. Strike one to Hernandez.
Dodgers lose 4 in a row, and people do not think about how are they going to focus, how are they going to have passion. Well, they want to end the losing streak. Well, all of a sudden they start winning. They win 3 in a row. How are they going to keep it going? How are they going to keep the momentum? How are they going to have the passion? These guys are professionals, and they figure out a way. They go through their rituals, they go through their routines, and then they turn it on.
Ground ball, fair diving stop, Grissom. But he's got no play. Pages scores on the RBI base hit from Teoscar Hernandez. Great glove work from Grissom. Now a dozen for the Dodgers, and still nobody out.
It's looking like they're going to win the series, and 16 hours from now they're going to think about sweeping the Angels. We're going to think about keeping this momentum, thinking about this good fortune that the Angels are handing them, and taking that momentum into San Diego. If the rest of the league only looks at the scoreboard and sees the score, they're going to be saying, oh no, here come the Dodgers. But if they dissect the box score and see all the gifts the Angels gave them, they're going to have a little different editorial. But still, this is really good for the club. It's good what happened with the pitching staff last night. All those relievers get hot. It's good what Justin Robleski did here tonight.
I mean, they're about to complete a 5th trip through the entire order.
I'm glad you know that, because I stopped keeping score.
Three and one for Call. Starting to catch myself saying for Call. I need to emphasize the 4, because then it might sound like Raphael for Call.
Oh yeah.
That's a 12-2 thinking out loud statement. Full count on Call. Tipped into the glove, strike 3. That's the first out for Manoah in the 9th.
Well, that's the 7th time this year the Dodgers have scored 10 or more runs. They're 2 runs away from tying their season high. It was back in April on the 6th against the Toronto Blue Jays. That's when they scored 14.
2-0 for Kim. Fifth plate appearance. Kim 0 for 4 with 2 punch-outs. So he's trying to find a good feeling for himself heading into the series finale tomorrow.
When I watch Kim work out before a game, you just see all the tools. If it's BP, if it's fielding grounders or throwing the bags, what he is searching for to be a legitimate first rung big leaguer is consistency, bringing the tools from the practice into the game. We see flashes of it for sure, and we see some consistency sometimes, but he is looking for that. Then he'll be legit of legit.
Ohtani coming back to the plate after doing this in the 8th inning. A 2-run triple. He came home on the throwing error charge to Joe Adell. He's back up there in the 9th with the bases loaded.
The universal player uses the universal ground rule. Ridiculous. He makes news no matter what he does.
Right. Sixth trip up tonight for Shohei. The 1-0 from Manoah. Misses outside.
The fans do not want him to walk. They want to see some action.
He does not walk. He scalds the ball to right field and sends one all the way to the wall. Ohtani unloads the bases. 5 ribbies in his last 2 plate appearances. Now 15-2 Dodgers.
He almost came out of his shoes with this swing. Watch the slip at the end. Front foot, the spikes didn't catch, but he got a lot of it.
Like a Prince or Cecil Fielder swing.
He was really staying back on his backside and rotating his hips. There wasn't much weight on that front leg at all.
And that'll prompt another pitching change. Manoah out. Adam Frazier, a position player, will warm up to pitch. Be right back. It's actually a 3rd appearance on the mound this year for Adam Frazier. Santiago Espinal pinch hitting for Mookie Betts. Shohei Ohtani with a bases clearing 3-run double. Now 15-2. Espinal to right. That boops down in front of Adell. Ohtani will hold at 3rd.
15 runs, a season high for the Dodgers, surpassing the game back in April against the Blue Jays.
Freddie Freeman, like Mookie Betts, off his feet. Dalton Rushing pinch hitting. Ooh.
I think that was a knuckler. It was charted as a slider. I got it as a knuckler.
Tap back to Frazier. There's 1 and 2. Double play ends the 9th inning. Well, that's after The Dodgers score 5 more runs. They need 3 more outs. Tomorrow in the series finale, he's expected to go opposite Grayson Rodriguez, the former Baltimore Oriole, should take the hill for the Halos. Dodgers are 3 outs away from ensuring that finale means a chance for a sweep. Changes for the Dodgers at the bottom of the ninth. Dalton rushing out first. Espinal at second. Sung Kim at short. And Charlie Barnes on the mound.
It's a laugher on the scoreboard, but it is not a laugher on the mound for Charlie Barnes.
Josh Lowe singles the first pitch he sees into right field. Barnes pitching in back-to-back games. He was the 8th and final pitcher in the Dodgers bullpen shutout last night. 1 inning, 1 walk, 13 pitches, 8 of those strikes.
He's continuing his first impression in a Dodger uniform. For a lot of the players out there, it might feel like an exhibition game, and not for Charlie. You're not only pitching for the Dodgers, you're pitching for all the big league scouts and everybody in baseball watching you.
"15 runs for the Dodgers, 14 of them since the 6th inning. 5 in the 6th, 4 in the 8th, 5 in the 9th. Fly to center field for Pages. 1 away.
He has had a busy night out there, but it's also been an elite night at times with the catches he's made.
One on, 1 out. Mike Trout gets a strike.
When the Dodgers had 12 runs, we said they were 2 runs away from their season high. Andy Pages has caught 10 fly balls tonight. He's 2 away from the center field record.
In the air, center field. Pages back. Now 1 away.
1 away. Only 3 players in the history of the game have played center field in a 9-inning game and caught 12 fly balls.
Another historic note. Our friend Jeff Snyder. 15 runs on 10 or fewer hits is really rare. Just the 15th time it's ever happened in the first since 1993. You come to the ballpark. I'm trying to channel Mo. Come to the ballpark. You never know what you're going to see.
Bostock in 1977 caught 12. Jacoby Ellsbury in 2009 caught 12 in center field. And Earl Clark in 1929 caught 12 fly balls in center field. Those are the only 3 players to do it. We need a fly out to center right here. Or a strikeout for Jumbo Jacks. It's your choice at home. If you feel like you're going to Jack in the Box, then you're rooting for the strikeout. If you want to see the fly out to center, you're rooting for Andy.
2-1 on Neto.
Dr. Krajewski is not with us, but that stat was looked up by Chris Taylor, who's doing an outstanding job for us in Rick's absence.
2-2. CT.
Not the Dodger left fielder. It's in the minor league with the Angels.
Angels down to their final strike. Barnes 2-2. Strike 3 called. Get your Jumbo Jacks tomorrow after the purchase of a large drink in Los Angeles. That's a win for LA, a series win for LA, 4 in a row.
You are getting Jumbo Jacks because the Angels had no more ABS challenges.
That's a fact, Jack.
Oh, way to go.
All right, let's get on out of here. Catch your breath. Brunch and baseball on Sunday. The Dodgers looking to sweep this freeway series. Roki Sasaki getting the start. Coming up next, a lot of highlights to break down on Access Sportsnet Dodgers. For Orr Hershiser, David Vassay and our crew, Mike Levy producing, Bob Simowitz directing. I'm Stephen Elson. Thanks for being with us on Saturday. It was a good night for the Dodgers as they blow out the Angels.